Were we here like 12 hours
I know,
ago?
it's, it is still Friday.
Yeah. Double up, you guys. I hope you guys are getting paid overtime for this.
Here we go on the right.
Kevin Suits, KOLN TV in Lincoln. John, you always talk about wanting your team to peak at the end of the season. You've consistently been able to do that over the course of your career. What's the secret? How do you get it done?
It's top secret. We have a plan, we stick with it, get the players to buy into it, and I don't know. Sometimes the blind squirrel finds the acorn.
Okay, middle left.
Lauren, in this match tomorrow night, but all through this season and through this tournament, you've been playing against people who I assume you have great respect for and have battled with, to the highest degree. Can you talk about that, like some of the people you're going to play against tomorrow night and what you guys have gone through together?
Yes. You just want me to talk about what?
I guess, you could talk about, like maybe Dana, Sydney, Lauren, just for example, because you play, there has to be some level of, respect to the competition and battle that you've had.
Anyone who makes it this far in the tournament, we're going to have a great respect for. And obviously, Wisconsin's kind of had our number these past few years. And so, we definitely respect them. And they are a great team. They've got a lot of great weapons. And they play a very similar game to us. And they play very clean volleyball. So it's going to be a great game. And, definitely a lot of respect for them.
Are you friends with any of them? Friendly competitors? And is there ever any good trash talking at the net for you guys?
Not so much trash talking, I don't think. I used to play when we were younger a lot of the USA camps with Sydney, and so I kind of know her through that. But other than that, I'm not really close to any of those girls on the team. But we see them quite a bit in season, so kind of get to know them through that.
Okay, we'll go back right, far back.
Matt Foster, KETV Omaha. John, what do you remember about that 2000 match against Wisconsin?
Well, in my book, I wrote about it because basically that team I had recruited to Wisconsin and then left and went to Nebraska, and then, we're playing them for the national championship. And for me personally, it was a no-win situation because it was very stressful. We were undefeated at Nebraska. We were playing my former team of all those players I recruited. They wouldn't talk to me during the Final Four. So it was just relief to get it over with. And it was a great match. It went 5. Back in what you guys probably don't know, Lee might be the only guy that knows, we used to not have rally score. It was real volleyball where you had to earn real points. And but it got to the 5th game, which was rally score, and it was a great match. And I was really proud of both teams, and but just really glad to be a part of that match because it was an epic match. Well, you we did. I just remember the first one was against UCLA. They ranked number 1. That's when we really thought we could be pretty good. We beat them at Notre Dame.
Back right.
Brent Wagner from the Lincoln Journal-Star. Nicklin, those sweatshirts that you guys had before the match last night, I guess just what do those sweatshirts say? How did that come up? And do you kind of agree with that message?
What is it? Sorry, I'm really focused
something
on
about
the game
journey.
yesterday.
Journey makes the story better, or something to that extent.
Yeah, I think it kind of just encompasses all our tournament run. Like I said yesterday, a lot of people didn't believe in us, and we've been through this journey this entire season, up and down, and it wasn't always perfect. But here we are, and we're excited, and those are our favorite sweatshirts we've ever gotten. They're really cool, so we were excited to get those yesterday.
Okay, front right.
Nicklin, Lauren said yesterday that you guys are a completely different team than the one that Wisconsin saw both matches during the regular season. From your perspective, how is that the case? How are you guys different now than you were previously?
I feel like it's just we're flowing as a unit a lot better. We just have this belief in each other. that I don't think was there the entire season. And you can tell on the court just how much we enjoy playing with each other, how much we have each other's backs. And like, I feel like a lot of times we kind of gave up in those tight moments, and now we really lean on each other and we don't. And we've overcome a lot of tight games. And I think that's what's been the most special part about this whole run.
Okay, back left.
Jim Polzey from Wisconsin State Journal. John, you're pretty far removed from being at Wisconsin, but does a little piece of you take some satisfaction in what that program has become?
Most definitely. We just played there, last month, and I look up and see the banners, and I know where that program. They had one good year, and then they had some tragic things happen, and I got there, and we had to have tryouts to get enough players to even have a team, and just had some great memories, but really built that team. So yeah, there is a piece of me there that I think I know how hard it is to get to that point, and now Kelly's been able to maintain that and has done a great job. And it's great for Wisconsin. That's one of the reasons I went there. I was on the same day I was offered Arizona and Wisconsin, and I knew the rebuilding job, but I just felt like that could be a great program that people would come and watch, and so anyway, that's where it's at. And it's I just remember we played Penn State, and I think it was '95, and I told our administration, I said, we're going to sell this thing out, and they looked at me like it was crazy. They had one ticket line open. There was lines all the way down, and of course I got ripped by people the next day because it was too long a line to even wait in, and but that's when I think people really started thinking, man, this thing could be pretty special.
Can we go front left here?
Coach Cook, Michelle Vopel, ESPN.com. If I could follow up that a little bit, what do you think it is about the communities of Lincoln and Madison that have created this probably as special environment for volleyball as there is in the whole country? Not probably, it is. What is it about those communities that they've embraced this sport that much, other than the success, obviously?
Yeah, I think one, they're college towns. Two, I think I just know in Nebraska, and I don't know what the state championships are like now in Wisconsin, but they embrace high school sports, women's sports in high school. It's a big deal. Third thing is we don't have any pro sports. Of course, the Packers are there, but they're pretty far away from Madison, so I just feel like Madison really doesn't have a pro sports team to compete with. Now they do have hockey, which is a different ball game, men's and women's hockey, which makes it a little more competitive. I think those towns have a lot of young families, and young girls can go and see, these phenomenal role model female student athletes, and what mom wouldn't want their kids to identify with volleyball players. But that there's still also the older generation that started when nobody was going, because I still see the same people I saw when I was coaching there, and of course I still see the same people when I was an assistant at Nebraska still coming to our matches. So you got this great tradition of the older generation and now the younger generation, and in these college towns that are growing like crazy. And I look at how much Wisconsin has built up their campus. Nebraska right now is just exploding with building projects everywhere. So they're growing, happening places, and I think it's a combination of all those things.
Okay, middle left.
Lincoln Arneal, Omaha World Herald. John, Sarah Pavin and Lexi Rodriguez, probably the most physically opposite you could be, but they're both National Player of the Years. In what ways are they similar?
Woo, good question. I don't see many similarities. I just think like both of them experienced a lot of success before they got to Nebraska. They both have very high expectations, and on what they can do because of that success. And, I think they embrace dreaming big.
And Kenzie, tomorrow, big day for you, not only playing for a national championship, but graduating. How much are you looking forward to tomorrow? How special will that be for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously the natty is more important to me than the graduation, but I think we're all really excited. Student athlete. I think we're all really excited for the game tomorrow, and it's everything that we've been working for this whole season, so we can't wait.
Stay over here on the left.
Kelsey Casper, Channel 8 Lincoln, Nicklin, or whoever else wants to chime in. You guys got a huge fan base supporting you. There's going to be a watch party at Pinnacle Bank Arena tomorrow night. Yeah. But how cool is that, knowing that not even the whole city of Lincoln, but the whole state of Nebraska is going to be watching you guys and cheering you on? What does that feel like?
I mean, it feels awesome. Our fans are the best in the country. I mean, they support us no matter where we go, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of fans here. And I know we've had a couple late games, and people have been staying up and hanging out and watching the games. And, we couldn't be here today without all their support. And so we're just grateful that we have all those fans and how much support they've given us.
We'll stay here on the left, and then we'll go back over on the right side, back left.
John, your people showed last night the video after the game where you addressed your team and said that you get to play your buddies again. It's curious, I don't read too much into that, but what is, I'm sure you respect Wisconsin, but you see them so much that I can't imagine you like them. What is the kind of the relationship between the programs, do you think?
Well, I think there's tremendous amount of respect between the programs, and so when I say our buddies, in 2019 we played them 3 times. Last year it got canceled because of COVID, and then this year we're playing them 3 times. So we've played them a lot, and a lot of those matches have been for Big Ten championships or going to Final Four, competing for national championships. So we've just played them a lot. They know each other really well. I mean, but right now Wisconsin set the bar in the Big Ten. They won the championship the last 3 years, and everybody's chasing them. And so, so anyway, it'll be an honor to play them, and we feel like, okay, we've gotten to a point now where, we got a chance to win this.
Okay, middle right.
Jacob Myers, Columbus Dispatch. Kenzie, the last loss you guys have was at Wisconsin, and then obviously beat a very good Purdue team on the road. Was that Wisconsin game maybe a turning point in some way, or what do you recall of just learning about this group, getting ready for the tournament from that game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we went into the Wisconsin match really confident in what we've been working on, and I think that showed the first set when we played them. Kind of going off of what Nicklin said, I think we struggled a lot with finishing this entire season, and it really sucked for us when we played Wisconsin, and that's how it went, and that's how it ended. So I think that was a turning point for us. We kind of realized like we need to get our stuff together in order to get far in the tournament.
Lauren, for you, the last 2 games against really good teams in Texas and Pitt, what have you learned about this group, or maybe solidified your belief in some things that this team has been doing really well that you believe makes you all a championship team?
I think the way that our team competes defensively is second to none. I think that it's effort and energy and grit, and those are some of our consistent, qualities that we have, especially in this tournament so far. And I think that this team is on a mission. We have such a deep belief in each other and ourselves that we can do this, and we're capable of winning no matter who we're up against. And so I think if we carry all of those things into tomorrow, then it's going to be a really great match, and hopefully we'll come out on top.
Okay, back right.
John, years ago with this program, you might not lose very much during the non-conference, and you might not lose much during the Big 12 season. How have you kind of had to adjust how you coach and see what it can be once you get to the tournament?
Well, we scheduled tough because you better play in non-conference. You better play some tough matches, otherwise you're going to get blindsided when you get in the Big Ten. And of course, the Big Ten is so tough. So it's just going to be part of the way going forward. I mean, you're not, it's going to be hard to go undefeated in the Big Ten. And, what Wisconsin had 3 losses this year and in the conference, and we had 4. I mean, when was the last time that happened? And so it's just part of it. But, the key is we've learned from those losses. We've gotten better, and we've improved as the season's gone on. And again, we're playing 3 freshmen, so they haven't been through this before. So it's been, we use it as learning experiences.
Get back right.
Lauren, having played Wisconsin so much, is it maybe beneficial that you know what their strengths and weaknesses are?
Yes, I think it is beneficial to know where they're strongest at and where they might fall off a little bit. But I think that in all the times that we played Wisconsin, it hasn't been that they were doing anything that was extraordinary or anything that was something that we hadn't seen before. It was just we were beating ourselves when it came down to like the last few points or whatever. I think that this team has accepted that, and we've grown from that, and we're just a much better, more gritty, and Kenzie touched on this earlier today, but this team has a lot of perseverance. We're not going to go down easy, and we've fallen short a few times, but we know what we're capable of, and we're not going to give up.
Okay, middle right.
John, in your study of Wisconsin, I know you guys have talked about how your team has improved as the season has gone on. Have you seen that out of Wisconsin? And the second part of the question would be, of your 2 losses, 4 of the 7 sets were deuce games. What do you have to do differently to change the outcome?
Got to make plays and max it out when it matters most, and that's what we're learning how to do. And we've won some deuce games since that match, and yes, Wisconsin's gotten better too. I mean, you're not in this, down to 2 teams today unless you've gotten better. So it's going to matter who can go out and perform with everything on the line, and that's what it's going to come down to, just like in most big sporting events.
Stay on the right in the back.
Kenzie, getting to play alongside Lexi Rodriguez, how would you kind of characterize her both as a person and as a player?
Yeah, as a person, she's an awesome person. I'm really close with her. I got really close with her at the beginning of the season. For me, it was almost like a responsibility to kind of take her under my wing and kind of talk to her on like the mental side of volleyball. And for her, she demonstrated a lot to me of how to play volleyball as a pro. And I think that was really important to me to be able to build that relationship with her. She's an awesome person, and she's awesome to play with as well. She gives me confidence just playing with her because I can tell she has so much confidence in herself and in others. And she's really reliable. She's very consistent. And yeah, she's a stud, so it's really easy to play with her. It makes everyone better.
Left side here, middle.
Nicklin, where is your confidence at as a setter, and how has that evolved as the season has progressed?
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the season, it was kind of up and down with what lineups were going and just building that connection with freshmen. They're new, so just having an understanding of what set they needed from me and having that communication. And I think as we built that relationship and that trust, my confidence has just grown, and I have huge belief in all my hitters to get it done in big moments, and I'm excited to see them all out there tomorrow.
You mentioned earlier that you've played a lot of late matches this postseason. How do you spend those days and get ready for those big matches to make sure you're mentally peaking when you need to during the day?
Yeah, we keep pretty busy during the day so that we're not sitting around all day and just waiting, and we drink our coffee obviously to stay up. But I think these past couple weekends we've gotten used to playing those late games, so we kind of are in a routine now. I remember the first week though it was challenging, and we did like activation just to stay ready to go. But we've accepted it, and we're just excited that we get to play.
Okay, front left.
Coach Cook, how much, or I guess I'd say, what ways are the key ways you think volleyball has changed other than the rally scoring in the time between you won your first championship and now going for your sixth?
The level of really good teams has really improved. There's more talent across way more teams. And even when we go recruiting now, I mean, you used to see 5 really elite players. Now there's 40, 50. And so everybody's got good players. Everybody, I think the coaching has improved immensely. I think a lot of schools have made commitments to volleyball, so they have performance teams and support staff and all those things, and it's going to continue to go that way. So I just think the quality, the level, the athletes have all improved at a higher level and across a wider range. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but there's more really good teams. I mean, look at this year, 2 ACC teams in the Final Four. I mean, whoever thought that 5 years ago?
Okay, we'll pause here really quick and check with our Zoom media.
Thank you, Dan. No questions on Zoom at this time.
Okay, we'll return here a couple more in the back.
Nicklin, this season's been quite a journey. How would you assess the job that Coach Cook has done coaching this team? What has he done well? And I guess if you have a criticism you want to share with us also, you could do that this time.
I think Coach has done a great job. One thing I really admire about him, and he's always open to learning. I feel like he always has a huge growth mindset, and it kind of relays to us as players. And we come into the gym and we just get really excited, and we want to learn and we want to get better. And I just don't think we've had a practice this year where you look back and you're like, wow, like we didn't give our all or we didn't go hard. And I think that's what's been special about this team is we just come in every day wanting to get better. And I think that's a reflection of how our coach is. And he's prepared us, and here we are about to play in the national championship. And if you look back on our season and you told us we were going to be playing, I don't think he would have believed us. But Coach got us here, and I don't think I have any criticism.
Okay, back right.
John, given the rise in talent and how good schools have gotten, does that make you appreciate even more being able to get to this stage?
Yes, it's getting harder and harder. And the Big Ten, I mean, it was so tough this year. So, yeah, it's just the way it's going to be. And that's why we work hard on having a team that's resilient, because you're going to have to bounce back.
Okay. One more here on the left.
John, have you heard from Kevin Warren or anybody from conference's office yet? Congratulate you and represent the league.
He was here last night. He shook my hand. Yeah.
Does that give you, I mean, you've talked all year about how hard to know that the final match is coming down to 2 Big Ten teams. Does that instill a sense of pride of make this accomplishment that much better throughout the year?
Heck yeah. And I've been saying all year how tough it is, and now this proves it out. We also had the most watched volleyball game ever I think when we played Wisconsin, or that one. So this is nothing but good for Big Ten, TV, the sport, our conference, everything. This is a big deal. Just helping continue to grow it.
Okay, take the last one in the back right.
John, what's it like for you as the coach that this program can be a major source of pride for the athletic department and the state as a whole, and get Nebraska on the national stage?
It means a ton, and I just see the reactions of people, and so I don't want to throw any guys under the bus, but the article Tom Chattel wrote, just to give you an example, we sent it to 3 of our recruits' parents, and all the moms wrote back that they were crying reading it. So that just shows you, what he was able to capture in an article and what it means to people, and like I got asked, about Lauren's legacy, the reaction that people gave to her when she came back or was just even getting introduced. Those types of things are what just blow you away and make me appreciate Nebraska and how important it is, and how many, my phone's blown up. I have no idea who these people are, how they get my number, but just how it inspires them and what it means to them, and they love this team. There's a love affair with Nebraska Volleyball and a love affair with this team.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thanks.